I stared at my phone screen, feeling like the blood in my veins had frozen solid. The DNA report blurred before my eyes. It wasn't just medical data anymore. It felt like an indecipherable line of code, cold and merciless. She is a nurse. Dale's voice pulled me back to reality. His trembling finger traced my wife's bright smile in the photo. Worked in pediatric oncology for 5 years before we met. She knew what to use, the dosage, how to cover her tracks. I shot up from my seat, the chair screeching against McDonald's polished floor. I need to go get her. Now. Dale grabbed my wrist with surprising strength. Wait, you can't just rush in. If she suspects anything, she might do something even more drastic. His eyes reflected painful experience. I am taking you to the police station right now. On the way to the station, I called home. When Sarah answered, my voice almost betrayed the fear choking me. Hey honey, I forced normalcy into my tone. The doctor wants to run more tests. Might need to keep her overnight for observation. A pause, too brief to notice. Almost. Is everything okay? What did the new tests show? Doctor says she needs more data, I dodged. I'll be home in about 20 minutes to pick her up. After hanging up, I looked at Dale. She sounded normal, too normal. They always do, he said bitterly. Before I found out, Sarah was the most caring mother I knew. At the police station, Detective Rodriguez, who knew Dale from his son's case, listened to our story. He examined the toxicology report Dale brought from his son's case and the blood test results for my daughter that had just come through on my phone. This is serious, but we need evidence. Direct evidence, Rodriguez said gravely. Right now, we have circumstantial evidence and speculation. My daughter might not live long enough for you to find direct evidence. I nearly shouted. Rodriguez thought for a moment. Give me 10 minutes. He left the office. We heard him on the phone outside. When he returned, his expression was determined. I just spoke with the hospital security chief and the director. Based on the medical evidence and Mr. Dale's prior report, we have enough for action. A patrol car is heading to your house now. They'll bring your wife in for questioning under protective custody. Meanwhile, I'll send an officer with you to the hospital to secure your daughter. Protective custody? I asked. If we directly accuse her of attempted murder, she might lawyer up and refuse to cooperate. This buys us time to gather evidence while keeping your daughter safe. When I got home, a police car was already parked outside. Sarah stood in the doorway, pale but composed. What is the meaning of this, John? She asked. Her voice perfectly balanced between confusion and hurt. The doctors found some abnormalities. They need to ask us some questions. I brushed past her and headed straight for our daughter's room. Lily was sitting in bed reading, her small frame barely making a shape under the covers. When I picked her up, her lightness broke my heart. Are we going back to the hospital, Daddy? Yes, sweetheart, but this time everything will be okay. I made a promise I desperately hoped to keep. At the hospital, Lily was immediately admitted to an isolation room. Doctors began detox treatment while police guards stood watch outside. Detective Rodriguez confronted Sarah in the interrogation room. Dale and I watched through the one-way glass. Mrs. Johnson, can you explain why we found methotrexate and arsenic in your daughter's bloodstream? Sarah's expression was a perfect mix of shock and confusion. What? That is impossible. Those are chemo drugs, but the doctor said she never had. That is exactly the point. Your daughter never had cancer, but she has been receiving poison equivalent to chemo doses. I have no idea how this could have happened, she said, tears welling up. As a mother, as a nurse who has cared for children with cancer, how could I possibly? In the observation room, Dale slammed his hand against the glass. That is it. She just admitted she is a nurse. She is laying the groundwork for her defense. Rodriguez continued calmly. We've looked into your financial records, Mrs. Johnson. Over the past 18 months, you've received over $250,000 in donations through social media fundraising platforms. We've also found multiple overseas bank accounts inconsistent with your declared finances. Sarah's expression shifted slightly. A hint of calculation flashed in her eyes. I made some investments for our future. What is wrong with that? In the records from your former employer, St. Jude Children's Hospital, 5 children under your care died unexpectedly during remission. Their families later set up memorial funds